Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about the ocean circulation. In the fifth chapter, we have already studied about the water cycle. What is water cycle? In the previous class, we discussed about water cycle. Water cycle is a process which continuously occurring on the earth's surface. We know that water in the oceans and seas or other water bodies, okay, many water bodies are there, seas, oceans, lakes, rivers, etc. From all these water bodies, water is evaporated, okay, and becomes water vapor, which moves upwards to the atmosphere and condensation takes place, and again falling on the earth's surface, whether it is land or sea, in the form of different types of precipitation like rainfall or snowfall, etc. So here we also studied this water which is existing on the earth's surface can be replenished continuously. It is existing on the earth's surface for from many years, and it will remain forever. Okay, now there are different forms of precipitation. We study rainfall, sleet, etc. Also, there are different movements of the ocean water. Also, today we are going to study about the ocean circulation. Ocean water, we know that oceans are large bodies of water which often moves, okay, which continuously moves. We know that there is something magical when we are walking on the seashore. Those who have visited the beaches or seashore, you might have wondered how smooth the seashore, how fascinating the seashore. When we walk on the beaches, we know we mostly walk bare feet without footwear. We walk because we know the beaches are covered with sand. So it is very good feeling we get when we are walking on the beaches. That nice breeze coming, okay, the cool breeze coming from the sea, and also the smell of the salt from the sea in the air. Also we know that we can walk on the sand. Sea birds are there, different types of sea birds. All these are very interesting. Also we can see that water in the ocean or the sea coming towards the land in waves. Okay, so these are all very interesting, and especially children like to visit the beaches. You might have gone to the beaches also. Those who visited last year, went for picnic in Chennai beach. Also we have experienced the beach. Okay, so we enjoyed in the water there. Okay, so here also we can find the water moving in the lakes and rivers also, but that is different. The different movement, we know that the gentle movement of water in the lakes, ponds, or rivers, etc. But the movement of ocean is different. Ocean water is always moving, and but it is never still. Also it doesn't remain still, it moves. So these three types of movements of ocean water we can find. There is they are the waves, tides, and currents are the three different types of ocean movements. Okay, so that is what we are going to discuss here today. What is waves? We know that when we sit on the beaches or the seashore, we can find water coming towards the land or the seashore and moving backward. Okay, so here how waves are formed? Waves are formed when the winds are blowing on the surface of the ocean. Ocean waves we cannot find a deep interior of the ocean, only on the surface of the ocean. Ocean waves are the movements we can find on the surface of the ocean. It's a gentle movement, not so heavy. Okay, sometimes it becomes horrible or also destructive, that we will study again after that. Okay, so here when the strong wind blows in the ocean, we can find the waves are bigger also. Okay, very bigger waves we can find when the strong wind blows. When the cool breeze or small breeze comes, we can find a gentle waves also. So what are the movements or what is waves? When you are playing in the ocean, when you are throwing a ball in the ocean, you can find the how the ball is not drowned in the water, it is coming back to the seashore. When you throw a ball, you can find slowly in a rhythmic movement, in a musical movement, the ball is brought back to the surface of the ocean by the waves. Okay, so it is very fun to watch that how the ball gets washed back to the seashore. Okay, so this is done by the waves only. When the water on the surface on the ocean rises and falls alternatively, this is called the waves. The falling and the rising and falling of ocean water. Okay, so the same way tides also, that is also rising up and falling down of ocean water, but that is very high. Okay, not like the waves also. So sometimes when there is cyclone, we hear cyclones or storm occurs, the winds blowing at very high speed, okay, which creates a huge waves. Waves are generally smaller, but when there is a high storm occurring, during that period waves move in a high speed and also very huge waves can be found. These are maybe causing the destruction also. If the waves are very high and it moves in a high speed, it can cause destruction. So here an earthquake or volcanic eruption or underwater landslides, so these are all can cause the large volume of water to be shifted from the ocean towards the land or to the seashore. We know that what is sometimes earthquake occurs, a volcanic eruption occurs. These all cause the water in the ocean moves towards the land or moving from one place to another in a large quantity. Also underwater landslides occur. What is landslide? We have studied earlier class. Landslides are the from the mountainous regions a large mass of soil or earth falling down. Okay, largely with the soil or rocks moving down or falling down the bottom of the hill. Like that in the oceans also there are mountains or hills. From that mountains sometimes landslides occur. So this also causing the water in the ocean to move from one place to the other in a larger quantity. So these all cause huge waves. Okay, such kind of huge waves are called tsunami. You have heard about tsunami, and this type of tsunami can be occurred minimum 15 meters also. Okay, high tsunami, 15 meters high tsunami or waves occur. We can imagine how much of destruction it causes. Okay, the largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meters high. You can imagine 150 meters of high water rises and coming towards the land. What happens? All the houses and buildings will be collapsed and their life will be destroyed there. Okay, so here these waves can travel at a speed of 700 kilometers per hour also. So the tsunami in 2004 occurred in our area also. Large scale or widespread damage occurred in the coastal regions of India. Especially in India, we know Andaman Nicobar Islands have the one point which is called the Indira Point, the extreme last border of India. Okay, in the Andaman Nicobar Islands, the last border was the last point of India was Indira Point. In 2004 tsunami, this region was completely washed away. So such kind of destruction can cause due to tsunami also. Tsunami is a Japanese word which means harbor waves. When we know that when the tsunami occurs, harbors are completely destroyed. Okay, so that is the reason the word gets the meaning of tsunami. Such kind of large waves have the are given the name tsunami. Now coming to the another type of movements, tides. Tides also same way, it's also a movement of water. Okay, here the rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water, generally it takes place twice in a day, is called a tide. Tides are also the water which is rising up and falling down like waves only, but it is too higher than the waves. It generally takes place twice in a day, but the waves occur always in the ocean due to the blow of the wind. Here when high tide occurs, water we know that high tide and low tide. So when rising the water upward is called high tide, and when it is falling down, which is called a low tide. Okay, so here it is high tide when occurs, water covers much of the shore by rising the highest level. Water is reaching the on the beaches or the shores or the coastal areas. It is low tide when water falls back or its lowest and it moves back from the shore. Okay, during a high tide, water in a large quantity approach the coastal areas. During the low tide, water moves backward from the shore to the ocean back. Okay, so this is called a tide. Here why tide occurs or how tides occur, that is due to the gravitational force or pull exerted by the sun and the moon. Okay, so when the gravitational force of the sun and moon occurs on the earth's surface, tides also occur. So when water of the earth of the earth closer to the moon, okay, and gets pulled under the influence of the moon's gravitational force. Okay, when we know that the gravitational force of the moon is more. Okay, so also gravitational force and causes high tide. We know that the water of the earth closer to the moon. How it becomes closer to the moon? Due to the rotation and revolution of the earth. We know that the earth and moon also, this causes gravitational force. When it is coming close to the earth, the gravitational force becomes more. This time it causes the pull is more, high tide occurs. When the moon also earth also is moving away, okay, while it is rotating, when the moon also moving away from the sun, and which causes its gravitational force becomes lower, so that this time the low tide occurs. Okay, high tides and low tides. Okay, high tides are also called the spring tides and low tides are also called the neap tides. There are two types of tides, which is high tide, the rising of water, which causes high tides, and falling of water causes low tides. Okay, low tides are called neap tides and high tides are called spring tides. Also we know that there are many advantages of these tides. High tides help the navigation. We know that ships which is moving in the oceans are without using energy, ships can be approached due to the high tide. It can automatically approach the seashore or the harbors. It can approach the harbor or the ports, so that high tide helps navigation. Also helps ships arrive and to the harbor very easily. High tides also help in fishing. Many more fish come close to the shore during the high tide. Along with the high tide, fish also come to the coastal area, so that it helps fishing. Another is enables fishermen gets plenty of catch then. Okay, the rise and fall of water due to tides generate electricity. We have studied tidal electricity, or electricity is produced from tidal energy, okay, from tides. Now, the third movement of water in the ocean is ocean currents. What is ocean currents? Ocean currents are all streams of water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in a definite direction. This is not like waves or tides. It's a large quantity of water moving from one area to the other in the ocean. We can also call ocean currents as rivers in the ocean. Like a river, how much quantity of water is carried in a river, and like rivers in the ocean water, also bulk quantity of water moving from one region to other region. In the coming in the higher classes, you will study about the different types of ocean currents. There are two types of ocean currents, which are warm and cold currents. More about this you will study in the higher classes. Generally, warm currents, okay, why these are given the names warm and cold currents? We know generally warm currents occur near the equatorial regions. We know equatorial regions are also called the torrid zone. It's a very hot region. From the equatorial region, water moves towards the polar regions, so that warm currents occur in the equatorial regions and moving towards the polar regions. Same way, cold currents, we know that polar regions are extreme cold regions. Cold currents are occurring in the polar regions. They are moving towards the equatorial regions. Okay, so here cold currents especially carry water from the polar regions or the higher latitudes to the tropical or the lower latitudes. The tropical regions or the lower latitude, which means towards the equatorial regions. The higher latitudes are existing in the polar regions and lower latitudes are in the equatorial regions. So here some examples are there. The Labrador Ocean currents is a cold current and the Gulf Stream is a warm current. These are the names given to the ocean currents, whether it is warm current or cold current. Ocean currents also have some influence in the temperature, because it creates it increases or decreases the temperature depending upon the cold current or warm current, increasing or decreasing the temperature of the area where it is occurring. Okay. Warm current brings warm temperature over the land surface. Areas where the warm and cold currents meet together is the best fishing grounds. We know that where warm currents and cold currents are meeting together from different regions, those regions we can find a large quantity of fish. Also, seas around Japan and the eastern coast of North America are such kind of examples where warm currents and cold currents meet, because their location is almost in between, okay, in this region. The areas where a warm and cold current meet are also experience foggy weather, okay, cloudy or foggy weather. It is difficult for navigation. The one advantage, and there is some disadvantages also. When the climate is foggy there and it is difficult for the navigation, transportation of ships become difficult in this area. Okay, we will come with the next lesson in the coming class.